Again, my name is Matthew Cutillo. I'm the Solar Yoga Music Dude in Amityville, New York, on Long Island. I'm happy to see some people. It's been very lonely the last 20 months or so. I'm learning how to use my streaming software. How are you doing there? For all my, I see one eyeball is on Facebook looking probably. And I'm on YouTube, we're on Twitch, we are on 2 Kick streams. And again, why Solar Yoga Music Dude? Because I'm a door-to-door solar panel salesman. I do 3 or 4 hours of yoga a day. I play live music for 29 years professionally, paid my bills that way. Mortgage, blah, 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 credit card, like Long Island, car pay, everything playing music. And now solar has changed my life in the last 7 years for the better. Thank you for those hearts. And thank you so much for the support. So I'm going to become a full-time streamer in the next month. I'm going to just start. This month is adaptation to adapting to streaming all day long, every day, playing live music all the time, doing yoga, showing you what I do to, I'm not in freaking best shape. I'm not like freaking Sylvester Stallone here. But, for a guy who's never taken steroids, I'm doing okay at 49 years old. So I share my techniques. We share the yoga. Excuse me, please. I'm just going to grab my coffee. I do drink lots of coffee. And so Christmas is coming. We're going to eat a lot of junk food. I'm going to be very disciplined throughout Christmas. My goal throughout Christmas is to actually lose weight and to be slimmer because I have a pair of pants. I have a pair of pink Vineyard Vines pants that are like a 34-inch waist. And right now I'm about a 36. So I want to fit easily with some room in my Vineyard Vines pink pants by the New Year, celebrate New Year's in my 34-inch waist with room. So like 32 and being 6'2", I'm a big dude. Who cares? It's not just the vain and vanity. It's just health and fun. And these are the things I like to share with you because they gave me so much joy in life. And hopefully other things I do like prepping, I can share with you. I've been learning how to bake. I bake pies, I bake pizzas. I'm adulting. I want to start doing hydroponic growing farming in my yard this spring. I've been really cultivating the soil, putting a lot of biodegradable waste in and then turning it over and moving it back and forth from different sides of my yard. We have a corner property that's like 120 by 120, which is relatively large for Long Island. It's tiny if you're from down south or out west, but a corner property does afford you a little extra space. So I want to learn farming, growing, sustenance, self-sustenance, independence, sustainability, these things. I have 2 solar systems on my roof. One I own outright, and one is a locked-in 0-0 lease, which I sell like hotcakes. The 0-0 lease is actually over ownership. Why? Because locking your power in now at a cheap rate for 25 years, you're going to save. They're going to double and triple the price of power in the next year. Let's forget year or two. In the next year, the price of everything is going to go astronomically through the roof. So now compounded over a 25 period, the amount I'm going to save with my $41 a month, 0%, which means I'm paying no APR, no interest, $41 a month, 25 years. That is going to double, triple, quadruple in value, but the price is going to stay the same. So these are things, I'm heavily into. I'm looking over here at I have 2 solar power banks. They are glorified batteries. They're just batteries. They're one is a lithium ion, another is a lead acid, and then I have a propane generator. So I'm using alternative forms of power, propane, butane, isobutane. I have several devices for cooking now, and I'm picking up another one and 2 cases of straight up butane tomorrow, just for the winter, to be ready. Because this winter, they're bragging about, oh, it's going to be a dark winter. Well, we want to be ready for it. So anyway, fuck all that shit. Let's do a little yoga now. It's very confusing for me being on so many different cameras and platforms and talking about all this stuff at the same time. That is what my streaming is going to be, though. It's going to be the ultimate ADD free-for-all for me, 6 hours a day, because I'm going to start breaking it up, doing an hour of yoga, an hour of lead guitar and singing, you know, one-man band, an hour of classical guitar, maybe an hour of solar, of knocking doors, of pitching, of doing all kinds of things that we do and training and taking you with me through neighborhoods, you know, all kinds of stuff. We're going to have so much fun in these streams. So for now, I'm not used to having the cameras all over the place, but how are you guys? Anybody out there? I love hearing from you. It's not just about me. I'm just gonna get some side stretch going on here, and we gotta be aware. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but that's why I'm gonna make some mistakes today. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for hanging out with me. This is elongating the spine. You can do this anytime. Doesn't cost you anything. To do yoga, you don't have to go anywhere, and you can literally cure yourself. You don't need to go. Sorry if you're a chiropractor, but my chiropractors are all redundant now. Since I started doing yoga, now I have muscles that hold me upright. Okay, opening the hips, I was told by a classical guitarist friend of mine, Jim Perona, out in Wheaton, Illinois. He said, when I open my hips, which is what I'm doing right now, when I open my hips, my guitar thanks me, my customers thank me, my wrists thank me. It's funny because in yoga, you can stretch one part of your body and the opposite side of your body, nothing you'd think, this has nothing to do with my shoulder, but opening my hips will actually help other parts of the body that you would never expect. So notes here, some things I want to share with people is that all the yoga models online, when you look at a yoga workout, that yoga trainer, that yogi is always pre-stretched. So it will demotivate you. You'll want to quit because you'll be like, wow, I can't do that. And well, it's so frustrating. It is so frustrating, but that's because you don't realize not only is that person mega advanced, they're also pre-stretched for that workout. And you show up now and you're like, I'm ready with a good attitude. And then you're like, fuck, and you throw your hand, I'll never be good. Like, I'll never look like that. Well, look, the object is not for me to push this knee down to my ankle, yet that is the point, but I'm not, because I don't want to be a knock-kneed hippie. I don't want to be loosey-goosey walking all over like taffy. When you stretch too much, it could never go back into place. Now, someone has a question. Give tips also in private chat. I give tips, however. I'm definitely not going down that route right now. So thank you, but no, I don't. You don't want to stretch into the poses they teach you, is my point. You want to be tight in a way that being loose and all over the place is not, I don't think, is desirable. I would rather still have tightness and spring and bounce. And that's why it's not a contest. It flies in the face. This flies in the face of all Western, no pain, no gain, gotta go further, gotta go harder. This is the opposite. So you look at me and you see what you see and you think what you think when you see me. I show up every morning like, and I sit here and I do my little stretches. I'm in maintenance now, okay? Sure, I've been doing this a while, but it's not a contest. It's not a dick measuring contest. It's not a pissing contest. I know that some of you are disappointed that it's not, but this is not the way it works. It's like this is reversing the stress on the lower back. We're always hunched forward. Well, I have to reverse that, and it's very humbling. It's very dangerous. Why would I want to force this? I'm sitting here, he always says, keep your buttocks loose like strawberry jelly. And I'm always like, whatever, man. Brian Kest brought yoga to the West from India, him and his father in the 60s. Look this up, Brian Kest, K-E-S-T, and it's Brian with B-R-Y-A-N, K-E-S-T. He owns and runs poweryoga.com, one word, in Santa Monica, California. He and his father literally brought yoga to the Western world in the 60s. Brian Kest taught a guy, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, with whom I started doing yoga, DDP yoga, because there were no flaky people walking up to me going like, how's your practice, man? Oh, you play guitar, right? Louis plays guitar. And then everybody would be like, and I'd be like, no, I just came here to just, no. And I never went back. I bought like 10 sessions at the local yoga, whatever it was called, ashram. And I never went back because the people were so creepy to me. And like, imagine if you had 10, well, they weren't like me. These were like real yoga fanatics. They're practicing Eastern religion and blah, blah, blah. It's all great. And I went down that later. A few years later, I kind of did go down that path. I had my little George Harrison phase, of getting into Hinduism. I wasn't there for that. I was there to fix my back and fix my spine. So the conversations, it was all too flaky. What I love now, you can do it online for free. If you want to start yoga, all you got to do is go on to YouTube. Here is a great lower back stretch. This is a side lunge, and this one will most often crack my back so loudly. I'm sorry, I'm on several different streams right now. This is a side plank, which is also for the, a complete down the whole side of the body. My shoulder and my bicep are on fire right now, and I'm really not going to do too much today. I'm just learning how to use the equipment. So hopefully some of you guys and gals will follow me. I'm going to play music for you. I'm going to do yoga with you. We're going to go out. We're going to do some pitching. We're going to walk through some neighborhoods, mostly ghetto. And it's a lot of fun. We meet a lot of lovely people. What do we find out? The nicest freaking people live in the ghetto, man. I tell you, 9 times out of 10, I would rather be in the ghetto than where I grew up. People are so nice. And all these programs with the solar panels are helping people. It's such a funny stigma. Like the people who are in my demographic, quote unquote, they're always like, oh, aren't solar panels for poor people? Well, solar panels are just replacing dirty energy. They're not perfect, and there are things that are obviously, it's not perfect. I'm not a typical salesman. I will acknowledge the things that aren't perfect. But if you ask me one or the other, yeah, definitely solar is much more fun. If you're into a little bit of a change, something quirky and new, the sun hits them and they make electricity, and that's it. It's only electricity. So, people have all these stigmas. The thing is, the people who want them the most often can't even get solar panels because they don't qualify. The qualifications for the government programs are not always as fair as they should be. Mostly the credit, because the people who want the solar panels the most have bad credit, and now I can't give them solar panels, and it sucks. I just had that yesterday, and the people were really bummed out because they will benefit. You'll always benefit from solar panels. Anyway, I don't know. If you're into science projects and blah, 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 there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's so much fun. And a great thing about solar panels, I find, is meeting new people all the time, meeting new people, interesting, good people like you and me. We're very lonely, and we're being conditioned to be afraid of each other these days. If you haven't noticed, the last 20 months, we're being conditioned to all be afraid of each other. And I fucking hate that, because it was already bad in 2019 before Corona happened. Everything was bad enough. And now it's like that times 100. But guess what we find out all the time? We're like, wow, this is so nice. Wow, I met a new person. And yeah, if it works for you, great. I'm not ramming my agenda down anybody's throat. I'm just like, yeah, I can get this for you if it works for you. And if it does, great. And if not, I go on my merry way. But I made a new friend. And so, yeah, I could go on all day about solar. I have a bunch of my own hobby setups that I'm building and blah, blah, blah. But I don't want to, this was supposed to be a yoga thing, and then I couldn't actually get the guy on the screen. So I'm just going to take you through a bunch of, and if you want to, on these 2 kick streams, I can see the streams for now. Soon on Facebook and YouTube and everywhere else, I'll be able to take Q&A. Right now, just on Kick, I can take Q&A, and I can't see yours. You guys up here, I just see that it's been relatively quiet. It's nice to see you again, Red. Thank you for the favoritism, E. And my face, your chair. That's a great username. Kick has some of the best freaking usernames, man. My face, your chair. And Christian and Nick and Steve and Mary. It's nice to see you. Sammy Joe, I remember you. I do remember people on Kick. Wonderful people. Christian, Nick, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm just going to get a couple more stretches before I got to bounce out of here. And thank you for letting me, use you as my guinea pigs. Here, especially my YouTube and Twitch and DLive and Facebook crowd. I see some eyes looking back at me. I haven't set it up yet. I'm still just learning how to. I have so much equipment. I have digital cameras that I've never even used, and they're high quality shit. So hopefully, thank you. And Sophia and Red and Sarah, Christian and Nick, it's so nice to see you all. Moth, what's up, Moth? What's up, Sarah? You guys is all so quiet, but that's okay. My face, your chair, the best username of the day. Here, and now another word here. If we're talking about yoga, I just wanted to talk about dynamic resistance, which means I'm not pushing my arms together and I'm not pulling them apart. I'm kind of doing both at the same time. So you could just say flex your muscles. So if you flex your muscles in a typical like muscle man pose, you can actually do this in one position, just stay in one position, and this will actually grow muscles the same way that lifting weights does, and in all different poses. So this is a big part of DDP yoga, which I have not been doing much of, which maybe it's just about time to start doing the DDP yoga again. DDP yoga, it takes stretches and dynamic resistance, which is like Tai Chi, just moving around and being like, I'm flexing. It's funny, you think it's funny, but flexing buttocks, like really like flexing your ass cheeks. When I'm doing bench presses today, I started really flexing my ass cheeks while I was doing, and like pulsing them, because that's why we get back pain. I got to admit, my back was horrendous. I couldn't walk 10 years ago. I wanted to die. Literally, I was in so much pain, and my whole body like this. Now, because of yoga, I have muscles that hold my body up. I have in my seat, I have muscles. And men, when our testosterone goes down, that's the first place we lose our muscles. You notice men get flat asses. And, my sister used to always make fun of all the older guys, and it's not funny. It sucks because it's painful as fuck to not have any muscles to hold your body up, right? So yoga mixed with dynamic resistance, which is just flexing however you want to do it. You can push your hands together and pull them apart at the same time. Yeah, it might look kind of weird, like I'm trying to like give birth or something, but it's so freaking healthy. And I think it gives better results than just the typical standard American workout, which is like lift weights and do some cardio, and then we're going to lift weights and do cardio and do like muscle groups. I never benefited that much from it. I did that for 30 years first, and then I went to this. So I do think that was very valuable later. So now getting shredded, there's muscle under there, under all the fat, but it was so. Things like joints, and not those kind of joints, obviously, but like our joints, that's what yoga, oxygenated blood, and yoga will flush out all your joints and get your entire body working. Where, like I was saying earlier too, like sitting here like this with my knees, I don't know about you, but I could not always do this. And this is something that, thank you for the hearts. This is not something that I could just do most of my life. Now, it's super easy. And you know, I'm not trying to test fate too much because I'm just human like anybody else. But like also happy baby pose, which in DDP yoga he calls this one happy porn star, HPS. And I found out at the actual seminar, I was like, what does HPS stand for? It's like happy porn star. And he's got another one that's MSM. MSM is miss you so much, baby. Miss you. What it really is good for your back. And this is just like on your toes, doing a cobra on your toes, suspended. But I think it's funny he calls it MSM. Miss you so much, baby. Right? But and the happy porn star, which is happy baby in regular yoga, this is so healing that you can roll side to side and it will heal you. This will fucking heal you. It's crazy how this will fix your back with nothing. Look, with no, I did this floor. Is gym flooring I put in my studio. It's all rubber, 1 inch thick rubber, and it's very giving. So that's nice. You know what I do miss? Doing yoga on a hard floor again, which I'm going to start doing. The Christmas tree went up today, and it's time to start doing yoga by the Christmas tree, which I will bring you all with me. That's where, you know what, you've seen me only in here, so I think it's going to be fun to get out of this room to do some streaming too. I don't know how that'll work for the other streams yet. I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do, but yeah, this is so underrated. Like you just think it's like, oh, whatever. It's nothing really. Could not be more opposite. Also, keeping legs up above the head for blood's sake. I have some things going on. I don't really want to name them because then you take ownership and you're like, I have this and that all the time. But my legs have been swelling up a little bit, and you know, because I'm older. I'm 49. I'm not a freaking kid, and people think, oh yeah, Matt's living the dream. He doesn't have any problem. Like, no, you know, you could make fun of me for my mental problems, but for being crazy. But no, I do have some physical shit going on, and this heals it immediately. Getting the legs above the heart, upside down, flush out the brain with oxygenated blood as well. The oxygenated blood is all going into my head. And then we can do a little. This is also, it's like a rain stick. Anybody know those rain sticks that they have in Australia and in Africa? That's what this is equated to in yoga, because if you just do a simple, what do you call it? Shoulder stand. And if you do this for like a minute or two, this is going to make you feel so much better. And you don't realize it. Thank you for the hearts. You guys are also so lovely and kind. You don't realize until after you do it. That's why most people don't want to do it. They don't want to have the unpleasant feeling because, yeah, this is not exactly like how I like to hang. And every time I do it, the first thing I want to do is come out of it. That's like yoga. That's what you will be confronted immediately by yourself and unpleasant feelings that may not be, you know, the nicest feeling. But what happens is when it's over, the feelings that you have are so phenomenal that you can't even believe. You never want it to end. And I just feel like, thank you for your favoritism. I love all you guys. Jesse, booty boobs. That's a booty tubes. That's a big hairy man. D, what's up? And Brett, how you doing? Don't panic. V and D, thank you so much. And over here, I just want to say hello. Get up in their booty tubes. And Jay, and what's up? And how are you guys up there in Facebook land? I hope everybody's you know, doing all right. I hope the sound and the video is working. What I really need to do is just get all this equipment straightened out for New Year's. So the next 2 weeks, you're going to see some very like low quality. You got to do it. And I remember 5 or 10 years ago reading the best time to start doing it is immediately. And even if you know that you don't have your shit together, just fucking do it. And I'm just going to be myself. I'm going to start there. This is not an act. The clothes, the everything else, I don't even want to tell you. Like, I put these pants on after work yesterday. I'm going to go shower in a few. Yeah, but this is just how I fell out of bed this morning. And I woke up and I did yoga for a few hours. I rocked out for a while. I was on and off, did the yard. And that's it. This is how I live my life. And the pants are comfortable. I do have to, for my family, tone it down and all the time put on pants and blah, 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 because they hate this look. They're really don't, and whatever. It's, you know, it's funny because it just reminds me of the movie. What was the movie where the guy had the lamp of the leg with the lingerie leg in his front window? Was that Gremlins? Yeah, yeah. The dad. It's like me with my freaking pants. David Lee Roth's freaking pants collection, but whatever. Really stopped caring since Corona the last 20 months. So before this gets any more self-indulgent, I'm just gonna do something I call sumo, which is a squat, which is, okay, this is something I could preach about all day, about how good this is for your body. And you'll see that guy slinging balls naked out in the jungle, Aboriginal, Native, people that are called by society, people who are called primitive. These guys are technologically advanced. Guys who are slinging balls naked out of the, this is my opinion, so much more technologically advanced, because guess why? Because this guy slinging balls, squatting like this, he actually poops. He eliminates his poop. Like, I don't know how much percent, but I bet it's like 40% more poop than everyone else is walking around with all this crap inside of them. You do this, this is going to help you poop better. Sitting on chairs, they're torture devices. Chairs, even cars. When I sit in my car for long periods, I notice how much damage that's doing to my spine. So I have to do this. The reason I'm saying all of this crap, and you think, oh, Matt's crazy. Yeah, no, this is the most healing thing to do, is to squat like the freaking guy in the woods slinging balls. And they'll call you crazy, they'll lock you up. They'll fucking lock you up for this. And this actually will put years back on your life and make you feel better. So you ask yourself, in a world, in a crazy world, sane looks crazy. So maybe that's what I tell myself, maybe just to make myself feel better. But I don't know. I'd rather be, eliminate more, thoroughly, and have a spine is bending over, folding forward. Does so much for the spine. This will just fix all your back problems. This, and then remember before, MSM, which is just like on your toes, DDP yoga. I miss you so much, baby. MSM, miss you so much. That's what he calls this. I miss you so much. This is reversing the effects of gravity on my spine. And this, now if I go down and let my hips go on the floor. What's up, Wicked? What's up, Katie? How you doing? No, I'm not trying to seduce anybody loose, but hey, this one's on the house. And Jay and Sophia and E, Christian, all you guys out there in Facebook land, whoever is out there, I'm just repairing my spine right now, because this reversal of gravity, you won't even believe, like, you really won't believe it, how much this helps. So I'll do a couple more basic yoga positions with you, for you. So this is for the thigh. Damn, that is so deep and profound. Just maybe 2 or 3 breaths. Wow. This is, if they had a manual for the human body, these positions would be drawn in there. And I think that's what yoga is. Thousands of years old manual for the human body on how to maintain, especially your joints, right? Oh my God, my thigh right now is like, And sorry, I know that the angles are all crap. I'm just trying to make sure that there's any visibility at all. Not for the first couple of weeks here, I'm just gonna really be like garage, whatever, and just hit go and go live. Um, Again, I didn't do both sides before when I was trying to open my hips. But I'm gonna open my hips again. I'm gonna do each side for a minute here. This is double seated pigeon pose. Double seated pigeon pose will repair your hips. My belief about hips is women store all the stress and grief on their hips. They carry the weight of the world. Women are so much stronger than men in certain ways. And I believe it is that this is just my theory about why women gain weight in the hips and men, it all goes to our gut. That's another whole thing I'm not talking about right now. But anyway, we're opening the hips. And women, you need this. You need this every single day, and so do I. Doesn't matter. Also, as far I'm just relating one thing about women with the hips because women tend to have all these hip problems. Men and women both get hip replacements. I don't think you need hip replacements if you do yoga. All of these, like slicing and dicing your body, why not do yoga, flush it out with oxygenated blood, and be done with it? But no, you gotta. Anyway, I'm not gonna get go down the rabbit hole of like conspiracies and that medicine is just a business. Where anyway, yeah, it is what it is. But I'll just. There are other things I can't really share online. I had to delete the stream before too because I started sharing about some things. It's too crazy, yet at the same time, is it really? Because the results are profound, the results are quick, and the results are permanent. I've still been eating Three Musketeers bars and some shit that I should not be eating, and damn, it feels good when you're fasted and everything else. That sugar goes off like a freaking bomb. So, it's not a contest of who can be better than anybody else. I am 100% sure a lot of people look at me and think, oh, ego, this and that. I am not. I'm not at all. I'm just this. And if I'm going to be sharing anything, I'm going to share what I do. And this is what I do. So, anywho, let's get into an inverted table. The old family favorite. Honey. This is the inverted table is so good on, look at my arms. My arms right now are getting shredded. My hips are good down my entire body right now. And then I open the throat. You see a lot because once you start really opening up in yoga, then you'll understand the open mouth and the open throat. Until then, it just makes me look like a nut job, probably like the scream emoji. But all right, and I think a little camel toe, not the kind of camel that sounded like, but camel is just not Kamala Harris. Oh my God, why did I have to say that? This camel is so deep and profound. Highly recommend trying the camel out if you have back problems. This will push. When you see the old man, not the porn star, but the old man pushing on his back with back pain, there's a reason for that. He's trying to do camel intuitively. The guy's body knows camel. Old men are always pushing on their lower back. It's to just push their back into alignment. So yeah. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I truly love you guys. I hope to see you around soon.